Hey there, you've caught me practicing this week's advanced groove. It's a killer. I'm getting close, but not quite there. Tonight we're going to cover the beginner drum groove. It's not much of a groove, it's really just paradiddles, but I'm going to show you a little bit after we go over it how we can start to translate it over to the drum kit. But first we need to just master couple things with the paradiddle. So what I'm going to do here, I've got my practice pad. I'm going to change our orientation of the video here. Well, that's not going to work, is it? Bear with me here. I think we'll just have to do this here. Okay. So I've got this ridiculously tiny practice pad. I love this thing because it makes me really work on the accuracy of my stickings. When I first started using this thing, it was just really frustrating. It still is, but it's getting a lot better. So what we're doing here, by the way, if you're just tuning in, we're going over the beginner groove this week, which is really just paradiddles with some accents thrown in some odd places. I'm going to have my metronome nearby so we can just cover. Okay, so I've got this. I'm going to start it here at 60 beats per minute. I've got it on, it's counting out 16th notes for us just to make it a little easier. And I've got every downbeat accented with the metronome. Okay, so again, that's at 60 beats per minute. If you're following along with these and you want the sheet music, the link should be attached to the video. So let's do this. And if you're wondering why my camera's set up so weird, it's just so you can see my practice pad. I'm not going to be trying to play with my head down here. That's ridiculous. Okay. So we should be able to see that okay. Okay. So we've got two types of accented paradiddles we're working on here. The first one, we're accenting every downbeat. And if you're not familiar with the paradiddle, it's basically you're playing right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. And you're just doing that back and forth. You're just playing 16th notes with this, so there should just be, well, just straight 16th notes. Okay, so the first thing we're going to practice is accenting the downbeats. So it's going to be 1 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, to do that accent, I'm just coming with my stick from a higher position. I'm not trying to just slam the pad here. I'm just coming from a higher position. So it makes a louder sound, but I'm not really putting any additional effort into it. Okay, and then the next accented version we'll do is we're going to accent every second 16th note. This one can get fairly complicated, especially if you're new to paradiddles and you're not used to that sticking pattern. But that's going to sound like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So then the full exercise here is you're playing two measures of the downbeats accented paradiddles, and then you're playing 2 measures of the second 16th note accented, and then we're just alternating. So now we're going to switch. And back to the downbeats, offbeat. Okay, again, my sticking pattern remains the same. I'm just doing paradiddles. I'm just moving around where my accents are. Okay, let's get the metronome going. So this is at 60 beats per minute. Again, if you're just tuning in and you want the sheet music here, the link's attached to the video, so check that out if you're interested. Okay, we're at 60 beats per minute. Metronome's counting out 16th notes with every downbeat accented. Okay, let's speed it up. Typically, I recommend once you get a tempo down, bump it up by 5 or 10 beats per minute and master it there before you keep going. Just for the sake of brevity on the video, I'm bumping this up by 20 beats per minute. So we're at 80 now. Let me turn that down a little bit. Okay. Okay, we bump it up again. So a little bonus for all of you this evening, as we get to higher tempos, you're probably going to start to see me miss this pad. This thing, I think it's about 1.5 inches in diameter. So very small space. It's pretty much just enough room for both of the drum tips here. It's taken me a lot of practice to be able to hit this thing consistently, and I still miss it fairly often, but it's amazing how just practicing this for a little while, I really don't have to think about it too much anymore. First few times I played it, I was doing this sort of thing. Anywho, 100 beats per minute. Okay, let's take it up to 120. Okay, so you're probably starting to get the idea here. Some people can just blaze through these at such crazy tempos. I'm going to take it up maybe a little bit faster, but I will probably start to fall apart around 130, 40, 150. We'll see. I'm going to try 130 here. Okay, not perfect, not terrible. Let's try 140. And yeah, we're kind of falling apart there at 140. So I'm gonna put that away. And now what we're gonna do is start to translate these a little bit into the drum kit. So if you're new with Paradiddles, I strongly encourage you to just get these down on your practice pad or on your hi-hat or your snare drum. Don't try to get too crazy with it yet. Once you're starting to get pretty comfortable, I'd say around somewhere between 60 to 80 beats per minute, and you want to have a little more variety here, then you can experiment around the drum kit some. So what I'm going to show you is, I'm just doing Paradiddles, but my right hand is on the hat, my left hand's on the snare drum. And again, I'm just doing Paradiddles. Sorry, I'm trying to get this camera where it shows us enough, okay? So I'm gonna go 80 beats per minute here, and I'm gonna do that paradiddle where we're accenting the downbeats, but I'm just doing right hand on the hat, left hand on the snare. Okay, so 80 beats per minute here. Let me get my headphones because I won't be able to hear that over the drums. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. You can even start to go around right hand on the mid tom if you want. If you want to make it more of an actual drum beat, just start to do 4 on the floor. Let's kick drum, every downbeat. Paradiddles. So you can come up with some pretty cool sounding grooves, sound really complex. You're just over here, right, left, right, right. Okay, and then I was just showing you the downbeats accented version. Let me show you the offbeat version. This one starts to sound a little more funky, a little more groovy on the drum kit. So again, we're just gonna go right hand on the hat, left hand on the snare, accenting every second 16th note. 80 beats per minute here. Okay, take it to the mid tom. 4 tom. And the ride. Okay, and then again, let's add in our kick, 4 on the floor, just to make it more of a groove here. Again, just get creative with it. First, I would absolutely say master your hands and then start to add your foot, and with it, make it a cool little groove. The intermediate groove, which we'll cover probably tomorrow or Wednesday, it's going to be the same kind of concept there. I've got a little more of a complex kick pattern under it, but we're still going to be working on switching back and forth between the accented downbeats and the accented offbeats with a cool little fill as well. So as far as the beginner goes, we're just practicing getting the paradiddles down with the hands. That stuff I showed you on the kit is just kind of extra stuff you can play around with if you're getting the hang of your hands. Tune in for the next one. We'll go over that intermediate groove and then the advanced. I have some work to do still on that advanced groove. It is quite complex, and I'm hoping I get it down by Thursday or Friday for a video. I'm sure I will. I'm getting there, but it's got a lot going on. So check these out if you're interested. PDF is attached to the video. And everyone take care. Have a great evening.